Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and iOS 18 is set to get some AI features, iPhone 16 has some more news and leaks, and the Apple Watch ban is in full effect in the USA with the Series 9 and Ultra 2. This is your weekly Apple News update for the week of December 26th, 2023. Now, the Apple Watch Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2 are no longer available for sale in the United States due to it being banned. Apple appealed to the Biden administration to veto the blocking of the Apple Watch, but the Biden admin actually allowed the ban to continue. They announced that today on the 26th. Apple has said it disagrees strongly and is working to take all measures to make the Series 9 and Ultra 2 available again in the USA in a statement to 9 to 5 Mac. Also, if you haven't heard this, it's also bigger than just the Series 9 and Ultra 2, as Apple will not be able to repair any out-of-warranty watches from the Series 6 all the way up to the Apple Watch Ultra 2. That's due to the O2 sensor, so if you have one of those watches out of warranty in the USA, you won't be able to actually have it repaired. You'll see it's not for sale on their website. You can still get the SE, but you can't get the Series 9 or Ultra 2, and they're not even listing it in the latest right now, so that's something that hopefully they'll bring available very soon, but it still says currently unavailable on the website. So I hope Apple sort of resolves this as quickly as possible, as many in the USA, of course, hope it gets resolved quickly so we can deal with out-of-warranty repairs and much more. So they'll have to work with the company that's actually making the ban in effect, so we'll see how that's handled. Hopefully over this week. Maybe it will take longer than that. Within the App Store, Apple is highlighting 30 essential arcade games. If you go into the arcade section, you'll see the essentials here. If you tap on one, you'll actually see where there's different categories of So Cozy, Family Fun, Squad Up, Take It Easy, as well as Challenge Yourself. So those are being highlighted here. Also this past week, we got Resident Evil 4 releasing on the iPhone, iPad, and Mac for compatible devices. The full experience is there, although it doesn't look as good as if maybe you have a high-end PC. The experience is available there now. Let me know if you've tried it out and what you think of it in the comments below. Now, one thing we haven't had in the USA for a long time in Lowe's stores and Walmart currently is the actual ability to use Apple Pay. That's now available in Lowe's. Hopefully they'll bring it to Walmart in the future, but Lowe's is finally adding it and you can use Apple Pay there now. Now, the head of design recently left Apple, and now Peter Russell Clark is also leaving. Both of them have actually worked there for some time under Johnny Ive, and they both worked for about 17 years or longer. They've decided to leave, and they left separately, but they're now no longer there, and it seems like maybe they either didn't like the direction things were going, or they just wanted something different. Either way, there's no current head of design, at least that I'm aware of, so hopefully we see some great things in the future from Apple. If you have Verizon, they've now added the option to use the Verizon Roadside Assistance Plan with the SOS via satellite option if needed. In a recent updated support document from Apple, they explain how to use roadside assistance, but also if you scroll down, you'll see that they mention Verizon as well. So it says what you'll need, and it says iOS 17.2 or later, and a Verizon SIM to connect to Verizon for roadside assistance. So that's available now if you have Verizon. Apple Watch has a new upcoming activity challenge for the new year. Starting on Monday, January 1st, 2024, if you're using the fitness app and completing challenges, they'll actually have a new one for move goals, stand, and exercise goals that are completed 7 days in a row. There'll be also new rewards for other things as well, and you can see that here on MacRumors, where they actually show the animations of some of the different challenge or awards here. So you can see those here, and I'll link that in the description if you want to check it out. Now, Beeper Mini was something that was trying to get iMessage working on Android. It worked well for a few days, and they've gone back and forth trying to get it to work again. It's no longer available on the Google Play Store. As you can see here, we do have Beeper Cloud, but it looks like you'll actually have to have your own Mac in order for this to log in, or in a last-ditch effort, they've actually said that they may need to use a jailbroken iPhone to relay the information that way. So it looks like it's not going anywhere. However, it has caught the attention of the Justice Department and FTC in the United States, where apparently they're looking into this to maybe see if iMessage shouldn't be locked down. So I'm not sure what will come of that, but they may force Apple to open it up if it becomes a big issue. So we'll have to wait and see, if not in the US, maybe the European Union. Now, we've been waiting a long time for a new version of Apple CarPlay, where it would be fully integrated into a vehicle, and Apple announced that back with iOS 16. They said it would be available in some cars by late 2023, and it appears that's going to be the case. In a recent article by Car and Driver, you can see that Aston Martin and Porsche have actually announced the integration of it. So it gives gives a full layout of not only gauges, your regular CarPlay, but also some options and other things as well. So we should start seeing this roll out hopefully in 2024, integrating more and more into vehicles. Of course, you'll have customization and much more. Also, one thing I wanted to mention is MKBHD announced his winners for the yearly smartphone awards, and the iPhone 15 Pro has the best camera, according to him. Now, I would agree with him in some areas, such as the video camera, but for photos, I tend to prefer maybe the Pixel or S23 Ultra. It just depends on what you like, but when it comes to the video camera, it pretty much wins hands down, at least for me, but in other areas, not as much. But either way, it's definitely quite good, but let me know what you think is the best camera in 2023. Now, as far as the next iOS updates, iOS 17.3 Beta 2 is probably a couple weeks away yet. So if we go into the calendar here, usually in the second week of January is when we'll see that update. Probably around the time of CES this time of year, since CES is usually the week of January 8th, or is this year, and then we'll probably have the final release of iOS 17.3 at the end of January or early February. This will probably go along with the Apple Vision Pro. We also could have an iOS 17.2.2 if there's major issues, and Apple is working on hopefully getting the Apple Watch Ultra and Series 9 back in stores, whether that means disabling features, which I hope they don't do, or maybe some other workaround they come up with. We could see some sort of quick release to bring that to stores and much more. So it's possible we could see watchOS 10.2.1, iOS 17.2.2, or something else. Now, as far as weekly deals, there's many deals after Christmas right now, and the first one is still AirPods Pro 2, or second generation with USB-C, is down to $199. Beats Studio Buds are down $50 to $99, and MacBook Air is still $200 off, along with MacBook Pro having discounts as well. I'll link all of those in the description below if you want to check them out for yourself. As far as future updates, Apple is working on utilizing AI for future updates such as iOS 18 to Siri and possibly other products. In a recent story by New York Times, Apple is trying to work with publishers to help train AI from places such as Ars Technica, Condé Nast, Wired, Better Homes and Gardens, and many more news outlets. This would be part of the AI feature expected in iOS 18, like I said, and Apple is planning $50 million on just news articles to do that part of it. They're also apparently very confident in a recent news interview, showing that they think that they're not behind in AI and don't worry about it. So that's something that we'll have to wait and see until June. iOS 18 work is well underway, and Apple continues development to get it ready for beta testers in June, and also the final release usually around September, so September 2024. Early code from iOS 18 obtained through MacRumors sources shows that iPhone 16 models will not continue the last chipset strategy where non-Pro models utilized last year's chipsets. Instead, this year it seems iPhone 16 will have an A18 chip for all four devices, so A18 and A18 Pro. Makes a lot of sense since they do that with iPhones and all their other products. Now, as far as iPhone 16's physical updates, we are expecting the Tetra Prism camera in the iPhone 15 Pro Max to make its way to the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. We expected this, but again, now MacRumors has more information backing up earlier claims. As far as an iPhone Ultra, many have thought Apple could make. Last time we heard a lot of rumors about it, but we never saw a release of one. It seems like Apple's abandoned that idea and just stuck with Pro and Pro Max. So whether or not we ever have an Ultra to match the Apple Watch Ultra, we'll have to wait and see, but it seems like all mentions of that have sort of disappeared. As far as the next generation Apple Watch, there's good news and bad news. The first thing is it will be for sale, and it will also have a new design, apparently. However, the bad part of this is that the Apple Watch Series 9, Ultra 2, and all of the bands from before apparently won't fit in the new Apple Watch 10. So what that means is you would have to buy new bands instead of being able to utilize your other ones. Now, given Apple, that's pretty good that we've already got 10 years of being able to use the same bands, but it seems like we won't be able to use what we have now going forward, where they'll have some sort of new magnetic clasp. This is according to many leakers before and also reaffirmed this week with Kosutami. So lots of information that it seems like that's what they're going to do. Of course, they'll still sell other Apple Watches, but it looks like the next one, maybe Apple Watch X, Apple Watch 10, or whatever they call it, will have that difference. Now, when it comes to the iPads, there's now rumors not only that Apple is going to update everything this year with all of their different iPads, but also that it's going to support MagSafe charging. We've heard about this before, and again, MacRumors is now hearing the same thing, that they're going to have MagSafe built in, at least on the Pro models. It makes a lot of sense, especially if they want to turn this into some sort of dock, where when you press it up against the dock, not only could it transmit power, but potentially data, but that's not rumored anywhere. But either way, that would be a great way to charge your iPad, have it maybe as a photo frame, have its own sort of version of standby mode, where you could have pictures and more like we did with the original iPad. Finally, the Apple Vision Pro is not too far away. Probably it will launch at the end of January or early February. This is also backed up by Ming-Chi Kuo saying that Apple is beginning mass shipments of the headset for the first week of January to get them ready for sale at the end of the month. So it seems like in just a few weeks, we could have the Apple Vision Pro released to everyone. So again, they're probably going to be in limited supply, but I can't imagine a ton of people spending $3,500 on that headset as well. Let me know if you plan to buy one in the comments below. So that's everything for the news this week, and thanks for bearing with me as I have a little bit of a cold and a couple other things going on. Hopefully that gets better very quickly, but of course I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.